Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Michael. This video I'm going to explain the process, the figure drawing process, what I'm using to do a good drawing. So around the globe and different artists are using different way to do their work. Here and I will explain step by step how I'm doing the drawing. So hopefully it will help to you. So it consists 5 steps. And probably I'll show you one by one. And the first step, and I'm generally using a gesture drawing of that particular pose. And so once the gesture is nothing but, and I'll explain anyway in the video, the end of the video, much more detailed manner. Gesture drawing is nothing but to quickly capture the essence of the pose. It's basically within a minute, and we will do that capturing. Yeah, that is the first step. Once we are comfortable with the gesture drawing, and we will work out the body masses. We have three major body masses in our body, and one is the head and chest and the pelvis. How it is working nicely, and how the dimension is, and where it is pointed towards it, and between each masses how nicely it is integrated, and all those things we have to verify once. And the proportions, of course, the body masses and proportions are interconnected, and we have to check all the proportions. Is it correctly done or not? If it is fine and we are happy, then we can go to the rough sketch mode. Rough sketch, and we can keep it. If the lines are little poor, it's okay, and we have to focus on the drawing, the construction, and the proportion, and the masses, and the believability, and all these things. If it is done, then we can go for a cleanup. These are the first step I'm generally following, and it is helping a lot. So in the video detailing, I will explain one by one uh, along with the demonstration. So hope you will enjoy the video. In case you have not seen my channel, and please subscribe and press the bell button, and so that you will get the notification whenever I'm releasing a new video. Without any further delay, let us jump into the video. Let us take the base layer, and the base layer, and we can quickly do the gesture, and we have to just find out and capture that the torso. Torso is the important body mass, and the pelvis and the head. These are the three body masses we have to uh, we have to understand very clearly how it is tilted, and how it is positioned in the space that matters, and all together how rhythmically it is positioned is matters. So just if you're understanding the line of action is going nicely from bottom to top, and maybe we'll do a quick gesture drawing. Let me make the brush a little bigger. So I'm starting from the torso and the pelvis. Just keep it loose. And if you see here, this body is mostly the most of the weight of the body is here in this leg, and this leg, the other leg, is just supporting basically. So even though the lower limb is not visible, but I'm imagining, and I'm giving the doing that in the drawing. Probably it should be like this. This part I'm just drawing from the imagination. It should be like this. We can do the detailing later here. No need to rush. Just mainly capture the pose. I feel the head can be tilted this way, the other way, then it will look nice, rather than the same angle what we are seeing in the image. The reference is just a reference, so please always keep it in mind. You don't have to copy the reference, and references, for the reference purpose, we are taking the image. And we have to take that essence from the reference and do our own drawing. So that you keep it always in mind. So I personally making this choice because it's the line of action is coming like this. Instead of positioning here, I feel this will give much more nicer attitude to the girl. And she's just holding the hair. Maybe the cap. Also, we can rotate a little bit the other side. If you notice carefully, and the pelvis line here, it is directing this side, and the shoulder blade is almost straight. This area we have to be a little careful because otherwise we may lose the natural feel of the drawing. So always pay a lot of attention to the pelvis line and the shoulder line. Maybe we can do the cap a little later. It's not so urgent here. Let me make it a little smaller. Probably will reposition it a little. Yep. So that we can have enough space for the leg here. Almost we are done with the first stage. First stage is capturing the pose very quickly with the gesture drawing. So that stage is done. Then now we have to think about the major body masses, how it is working in the virtual space. So the major body masses are, there are three body masses in the body, and one is the chest part, that is the bigger body mass, and we'll call torso in anatomically. So the next one is the pelvis, and third one is the head. These are the three main bigger masses in the body, and mainly we have to see which direction it is rotated in the space. Is it up or down or left or right, and how it is positioned, all three masses, and how rhythmically it is working with each other. That is the second area we have to focus. Maybe I'll duplicate this one and maybe I'll work on it. Okay, I'll hide the other one. So now if you see, the pelvis is almost, if you, it's tilted and tilted this side basically, if you see dimensionally. So if you see that angle and it is pointing this direction. And similarly, we are going to check the chest part. Chest part in the reference image, if you see, it's more or facing towards the camera, but I slightly tilted little towards this side to match nicely. So to improvise this. So basically, we have to visualize the body mass in the 3D aspect. Then only our drawing will look more dimensional rather than very flat. So just imagine we can put some sort of box and verify whether it is correctly matching or not. So if you see here, and because the hand is starting from here, and this is chest part, and this again it is facing this direction, and this will be the side, and this is nicely connecting with the pelvis. And another body mass is face. Let us go to the face, and face, how which direction it is tilted, and I'm planning to tilt to this side, and she is, let her look this side. So she's a little different from the, little different from the reference. Just make sure this is a side of the head, and this is chin area, and the face is looking this direction. Maybe we can get rid of the cap, which is not required. That's our creative choice. If you want, you can keep it, or you can, if you don't want it, we can remove that as well. Let me make the brush little bigger so that we can, our line can be a little stronger. If you notice, and I'm making a little darker line to define the proportion, and the angle, all these things. So neck part, yeah. Rest we can add later because the first of all, if the anatomy is working well, the body proportions are working well, the forms are working well, and then we can add the drapery later. So that's a very easy job, and it won't look wrong. If any of this, if it is not working, and there is no point of adding dress that, so that we can keep that as a last. Probably we have to bring this like little closer. I'll switch on the lower layer for the reference. That's what you have to have always maintain the reference layer. Almost the body masses we checked, and it's a part of the proportions also we checked, because related to the face and how the head size, and is it 8 head size, uh, or are we missing anything? All those things we have to verify one more time. And the joints where it is, because if this the joint is here, and if it is how much it is taken outside, and the length between shoulder to elbow and elbow to wrist should be the same. That also we have to check clearly. And this distance between the knee point and the knee to heel should remain same. And when the pelvis is tilted here, automatically this joint is somewhere here, and here this femoris connection is somewhere here. So automatically when the length is dropping, and the knee joint, the patella will be showing somewhere here. But since this pelvis joint here, it is positioned little up, so definitely this will show little bit high comparatively this. So basically this and this distance should remain same. So all these proportions, once we checked and it is fine, then we can go to the rough sketch mode. Rough sketch mode is nothing but, and we can add one more layer, and we can make this one little dull, and we can do the rough sketching based on these fundamentals. Since all the fundamentals done, now we can move forward with a rough sketch. So already I have created one more layer, and maybe we can rename it. Rename it as rough sketch. Let's finish the face first. Just make sure the axis is correctly maintained. That's very important. And you can open the eye and a little look at the camera. Make it a little exaggerated version and no need to go more realistic. Let's smile a bit. I think now this stage we can start to put on the dress. Probably I'll make it a little more less transparent. Sorry. So t-shirt comes till here and the trousers top of it. So make sure the rhythm of the legs and rhythm of the body is maintained well. It's a little tricky the hands because we have to do a foreshortening here. Otherwise it may look odd. So we can make it a little more cleaner drying as much as possible in this process itself, so that maybe we can skip the cleanup process if this is coming good. Just make sure she's just touching with the tip rather than the entire feet touching on the ground. I feel this leg is a little shorter, so let us extend a little bit. At any point of time, we can do those corrections. The proportion level itself, if it is checked, it is good actually, but sometimes it's difficult. Probably I will move her a little up. There's enough space in the top. Right. Let me duplicate it. Probably I'll switch out this layer and make this a little further. Okay, let me keep this as a safe and I'll work on this one. Let me move the character slightly up. Reduce little. Yeah. We have enough space to play around. Right? We'll go to the next process. It's a cleanup. Try to label it clearly. If you are naming correctly the layers, and it will be really good. Sometimes I also miss this one. Look at that, the previous layers I didn't name it actually. So maybe I'll do later. Let us quickly finish the cleanup process. Let us go a little closer to do the cleanup part. I'm not so good in cleanup, but I'll try as close as possible. Oh, sorry. Choose the right color. So you have to be super patient. Patience in this process because it's if you're making faster, sometime it may go wrong. So be very careful. Do things slowly. Make sure none of the details are missed. It's correctly captured. I'm leaving little gap here so that choice you can make anytime. So if you wanted to make it a little better, and don't miss any details like clavicles. Maybe you can do some line quality and the corners are really important. Sometimes you have to give a little more pressure to give the thickness, and the stylus, it's really possible. So play with a little thick and thin. It'll give the nice weight to your drawing. Let's finish the leg part. most of the weight she's carrying with this leg. The other leg is just supporting. You can enhance by adding any of the details if you feel it is good and it will helpful. Yeah, probably I will switch off this layer, so let me see how it's look like. We can change the background color also, like more of a slight yellowish to give a paper color. That will give a nice look. Or if it is not so good, and you can revert back always. Maybe you can keep it a little lighter also. That's up to you. Some people prefer a little bluish background. I'll add little shades. Let me add little shades to the dress materials. So that it will be a little different from say, rest of the tone. And the hair also. Yeah. Yeah. Almost it's pretty much done. So hope you all might be enjoyed watching this process. I request you to practice in your home. So practice is the key continuously if you're doing, and you can do much better drawing. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, share with your friends. I'll come up with some other interesting video very soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.